Hey everyone, happy Thursday, sorry. Happy Thursday.
Morning, Avi.
We're almost there, almost Friday.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah,
It's Thursday, man.
Thursday. Wow, these weeks just keep flying by. Everything just kind of merges into one. Don't know what day it is anymore. It's so funny how it works. Anyways, we're here. Looks like everything's working. Cool. We should have Thor joining us in a minute here. Anyone catch the big dump on the SPY yesterday? I saw it this morning. What the hell happened?
I caught NVIDIA right exactly. I caught it at like 136.5 and it went all the way down to 131. I was just like perfect timing. I couldn't believe it. It was funny.
Yeah, I'm seeing it here. Nice job, yeah. You can't really plan for these things, but if you're watching it and you have a strategy and it shows itself, off you go.
Yeah, I caught the bounce off the first bounce up. You have to really dump hard.
Yeah, I see it. There was one bounce and then nice. You guys were all here catching all that. Fantastic. I was snoring with the blinds all blackout, just gone. Totally sleeping. That was my one good night of sleep this week. So
I figured you probably had an alarm set and you jumped out of bed and jumped on it.
I should have, right? I should find a way to do that. Oh my gosh. No, that's dangerous stuff. All right. Well, anyways, what I see for now is the SPY broke down and it's consolidated down here. Excuse me. And it could continue down, but only I'll go short if it breaks the low down there, that level. But also I'll take the breakout going upward. If it wants to break out here, it looks like a decent consolidation already happened. Went to the bottom of the range and it could easily pop up. I'm not going to touch it in the middle here. In the middle, I don't see a whole lot of conviction. So basically breakout long or short off of these levels. If that shows itself at the open, that makes sense. But got to also check the news, see if there's anything on the calendar to keep me away from it. Whoa, what is all this? Hold on. News, and what do we have today? 9:45. So we got news. Okay. Manufacturing PMI, global service PMI, 9:45, 10 o'clock, existing home sales. Okay, all that. And okay, so no trading till 10 o'clock for me at least. There's a bunch of news coming out, 9:45 and 10. So, all right, it'll be a slow one, at least for 30 minutes, and then we'll see. And by that point, the candlesticks will look different. So there might be a different setup. All right, one of those.
Hey, Avi, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are. Now you're on.
On the wrong input. When you log in, I'm like sitting here like, what is going on with this thing? I'm like looking at my computer, like it just decided it wanted to pick. I'm short in Q right now, or QQQs. Earlier, we're kind of up near my R3, and we lost this very aggressive trend that's been going to the top side here for a little bit. So I threw a few contracts short, up around 21,207. So, and I'm actually already gonna move to break even on it. If it comes back up and comes through my stop, I'll just get out of it because that'll be a new 5-minute high. So
nice. I love it. You get in, and you're done before we all wake up. It's the best.
with any luck. So let me share my screen and I'll show you guys where I'm at right now, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed on this thing and see if I get a nice score today. But I'm going for $1,000 on it. So this would be, if I get this whole move back down to the lows, that'll be $1,000. So I'm in here. My stop was above the high. So and I got in here when it lost trend. It was actually a shorter time frame trend, a 1-minute trend that I got in on. Let me show you that one.
You're showing
You got to get your screen up, Thor.
I thought I did. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
I hit it. It just didn't do it. Let me try it again. There we go.
There you go.
So you can see right here. So as we started going, so this is what's really fun about this. So you can see we had these 2 marks here. So I went ahead and set that. You could see this line I had drawn from way down here. Look how precisely that hit. And then came off of it, really giving me that 3rd point to confirm I'm already in my selling range. So I'm really just looking for that new significant low. So when we came up here and we broke trend here, you can see I went short at the loss of trend there. Stop was above high of day. Now that we're in movement, we should not reoffer all the way back up to here. If we do, I'll just get out. So I went ahead and moved my stop to make sure I get, cover my comms basically if I get stopped out of this thing. But then if it comes up, I'll let it go all the way up to like pre-market higher, a little bit higher, and see if I can try it again. But it's a really nice spot to try and get involved on this thing. And I'm in 3 contracts on micro and Q. So my stop was up about here, and it risked, it was $200 risk. And like I said, if it gets down to here and I buy those 3, that should be around $1,000.
Nice. Good read on that. Yeah, you're picking that basically reversal.
Look at that. Look at that, huh?
Very clean. Very clean. I'm just testing 1 or 2 settings here in Google Meet. If anyone has trouble or anything pops up, let me know. Trying to see what I can.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Yes, go ahead. Should be.
So if you look at NVIDIA on the daily, I don't know if yesterday's sell-off really counts, but it did like a breakout and then a kangaroo tail and put in a really nice, I guess you can call it a doji on the daily chart.
Sorry, daily. Okay. Where do you see? Okay, yep.
Can I get educated on what a kangaroo tail is, please? I haven't heard that one, and I'm very, very interested.
Yeah, could you let us know what that is?
I don't know. It's Avi's turn, so
You know it. I taught it to you. Come on.
I know. I'm interested. I haven't heard it yet.
That candle is a kangaroo tail. It's a big wick to the upside, and then it comes back down.
Okay. Basically, a hammer with a tiny body, and the wick is 3 times as big as the body. Looks like a kangaroo's tail. Small body, long tail.
I like it.
Out of the way.
I like it. It works for me. I love good visual metaphor. I'm a big metaphor guy. I like it.
All right. So,
Yeah,
Omar, what are you saying? The kangaroo tail here?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a trend, goes up, broke out, and then put the kangaroo tail. So do you look at that on the daily or not really?
See, I don't use the daily chart anymore for my trading. So, yeah, I can't plan a day trade on a daily chart anymore. If I see this pattern on a 30-minute chart, for example, it's been in an uptrend, consolidation, kangaroo tail with near the top of the tail, you got room to the left, hasn't been there. I don't like the fact that there's a wick on the other side of it too. It's not ideal. But let's consider there wasn't a wick, then basically the new low would be the short, and you're then trend downwards if it made a new low. But again, you can see that if you see that on a 30-minute, 5-minute, 15, 1 minute even, those are all good setups. But I don't use those anyway. I just use a 30. And again, the wick here is what would really keep me away from it. The shape of this candle right here. There's bulls down there right under it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I mean, looking at it from a daily perspective, I mean, it really couldn't break out of 136. It did, and then it rejected. So from a daily perspective.
Yeah, daily perspective, though, if you look at it, you see
like
this, what it had the top here, and then it gapped up, all right? And then it had another top here, which was basically yesterday's high. You can see this is an area of chop. On a daily perspective, a swing trader's nightmare right here. If I see this on a 30-minute chart, I'm not going to touch it. Now, again, these are daily candles, so they're big enough to get good day trades within them. But my suspicion here is that it's going to hold in between yesterday's high and low. Just looking at what it's done in the last 5 days.
Gotcha.
So if you want to trade inside of that, okay. That's big enough for day trading, but not for anything bigger than day trading.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Cool.
Here comes the squeeze. See if they come get me or not, or if they leave me alone. If they come get me, I'll stay out of it until we get a little closer to R3.
Cool.
Avi was mentioning kind of being in the middle a little bit, and he was 100% right about that. You gotta remember when you're getting engaged in these tickers, if you're trading out of the middle, don't get freaked out if it chops a little bit, because it's literally what the middle's for.
Yeah, it really is.
You don't like chop, don't trade in the middle.
Oh my gosh, day traders graveyard, man. Chop, chop, chop.
Yeah.
All right. So, like I said, guys, I'm gonna stay out for the first 30 minutes today. We got a bunch of news, so I'm really not interested until things clean up. Anyways, the bigger ones always happen later, so no big deal. At least for me.
Well, you got to think about, like, did you see that short I caught yesterday at the end of the day on NQ?
Did you catch it? I don't know. I was asleep by the time everything.
Let me share. Look at this short I got on NQ. Oh my gosh! Yesterday at the end, like midday.
I think, Thor, your screen's not up again. Sorry, I think I was messing with the settings, and I don't see
Your
it.
screen is still visible to others. Click resume.
Oh, okay.
Resume. Resumed.
So we have to keep doing that. Okay. All right.
Whatever.
Well, visible. All right. It's good. It's good.
So you can see here, I missed the open because it was too aggressive. So I wanted to buy right at the open, but it was just so aggressive. It just got away from me, and I didn't get good RVR. So I waited till the end of the day, and you can see here we lost trend right up here. We had a new play call for the reversal. And then look, so all day I could have been sitting in this, and this is what the market makers lovingly refer to as stair step up, elevator down. So you can see here, it took all day for this thing to crawl all the way up here, and then boom, hit it at the trend loss there. And within, these are 5-minute candles. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, I was at a full target, made a grand on this one. And I mirrored that across 3 accounts, obviously. So it was actually more of like a 4 grand trade, not a 3 grand trade, which was pretty sweet. But it just shows, like, when these things go, they go really well. But it's, like Avi's saying, wait 9:45, 10 o'clock, we got news events come out. Why get engaged? This is one of those moments where the biggest move and the best move didn't even come till, way towards the, we're talking 12:45, I think I got into this one. It's pretty wild. So don't get a rush. Wait for the good setups.
Yeah, and that's an amazing catch right there. Yeah, guys, and wait for the good ones. When the market opens, we have that first 1-minute candle, and everyone's looking at it, and it looks really big on the screen. Come back and look at that 2 hours later. It's the smallest candle of the day.
For real.
You realize the biggest moves really happened after all the ORB stuff, all the opening volatility stuff, and then a trend sets up, and then off you go. So all my biggest trades have been after 11 or noon or something.
Wait for the pilot to put that thing in auto, and
Yeah.
then you're good to go.
Brilliant. Great catch on that. And it's great when it goes fast.
Yeah, I've had an incredible month. I know you've had a really good month too, my friend, but I've had a pretty, not as good as your month, but I've had a pretty good one. I can't complain.
No, it's good. As long as we're sticking to our rules, the winners are bigger than losers. We're all doing good months. Yeah, that's great. And with good results and good habits moving forward. And then it's sustainable. All right, what do we got? We got 3 minutes to the open, guys. Again, know what you're looking for, know your rules, know your trade book, know why you should not trade. Very good point we discussed yesterday. What should keep you out of it? Should always be thinking about that. Again, that's risk management. And then take the good ones.
We're coming right to reoffer this bid right now. Yeah, if this goes up and breaks, I'll get out of it, and then I'll kind of hang out for a little bit too and just wait for something a little bit more solid. I really like my entry though. Worked great. I'm really happy with the overall execution of the trade itself, that's really my whole goal for every day, right? It's, and I don't really care if the dot hits if the dart hits the bullseye. I just care if I threw it right. You know what I mean? I just want to know, like, I had good technique and good form, and then the rest will start to hit eventually. I'll hit more bullseyes than I don't that way.
Awesome. I like the way you say that. It's all execution.
Yeah, 100%. I'll let you know. Everyone comes in here to learn charts and stuff. I think most of us mentors can probably get you through our generic systems within a few months of, like, everything you need to know technically. We could probably walk you through, but getting you to that performance arena where you follow your own rules, much less somebody else's, that's a real different thing there. You know, that's ooh, come on, sell, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. And that really is the mentor's job, to bring the best out of you. It's not just to teach you strategy. Be
But
able
I don't know if you ever have any mentees that just crap out because they just couldn't figure out how to read a kangaroo's tail. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I get so many people just
Full circle.
It didn't
Yes.
work. It didn't work. I couldn't get it. And then I'm like, well, you're not gonna get it the first time. Anyways, there's a lot of people who give up too easy, put it simply. Unfortunately.
Oh man, I hate opens while I hate holding futures into opens. They get so much volume into the books. And this is one of those where you just go like this and just I hate holding positions into the open on futures. But I'm in a really nice spot, so whatever.
What y'all want to watch, guys? I'll put it up on my screens at least. Let me know.
Yeah, I can do the same too if you want me to put up an order book and tickers for any particular tickers or anything like that.
Only thing I was looking at was maybe Google. I don't know. Nothing looks really good to me.
Yeah, we got a few guys in here with Google, maybe Apple. Let's look at Google here.
Apple, please.
What was that, Apple?
Yes.
Yeah, alrighty.
All right, 30 seconds till the party starts.
Woohoo, party. All right. Cool.
Google for me is in a horrible spot to take a trade right now. So just be like a little cautious with it. I would call this lovingly a kill zone. I like really high chop here. So just be cautious. It's a higher narrow range, so I'd expect it to close outside, and it's already at the top of the range. So
watch Apple's breakdown here. I think this is interesting. 200.5. That's already gone. I mean, it's fast. May come back and do it, but this for me on the setup wise, it's interesting for the short. But yeah,
right,
Google.
Amazon just called. Amazon's lower narrow range. SMCI, Amazon, and Tesla all called. I got Pivot Bot running on my running over here.
I'd go nuts with all those alerts. I'm still busy looking at the sunset out the window. Alerts.
So for me, fun enough is like I don't even really like have to worry about my day now that I have them. You know what I mean? It's like I have as soon as the alert goes off, I can just pop it open. Okay, it's not close enough yet. Like I want it to be up here. Okay, moving on. You know what I mean? But I know all my plays. Like, you know, I'm like a freaking, you know, quarterback for a professional football team. You know what I mean? I got them on my arm. I know them all by heart. All I got to do is just get the call, and I can snap and throw.
Nice.
Come on, Q's, don't go up there. You don't even want that premium. It's fine. Just start selling.
Watch that Apple position, guys. This is an interesting place. If it rejects this area, this level I've got here, 200.5, is it? 200.58. The short looks all right on a 30-minute perspective. But make sure you get confirmation. And there goes Google, right? What Thor was saying. Went up and straight back down. So messy. Be careful with these things.
It's a horrible spot. Apple's in a kind of a bad spot to short, too. It's in a place where it's highly likely to get squeezed.
Yep, that's what's happening now. I was interested in that short setup, but yeah, you can see the squeeze happening. Let's see what happens now.
Like for me, like if I was gonna short it, I'd want it to get closer to like 203.50. All right, I took my Q's position, my NQ position off for now. Small profit.
Nice.
So I'm gonna let it rally up to R3 and see if it does it again. I had such a great month. I'm already over my goal for the month. So, and it's like the 22nd, you know, so I'm just going to try and not do anything too stupid, give back too much to the market, you know.
Smart. That's a good way to go, man.
Take a couple trades, just see what happens.
That's a good place to be in. What else we got here? Google, Apple,
You
Tesla.
guys
What
said
else?
we had news at what time was it? 9:45?
And 10 o'clock.
Oh, and 10 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're loaded.
So, yep. Just gonna sit and wait for all that. Tesla moved nicely upwards. 1 minute ORB is pretty much done. The first leg, if you're interested in such things. There you go. Google now pushing down. 1 minute ORB happened. Again, all you scalpers are already in business. What do you want to watch? Pedro CRWV. More low float stuff. What is that?
MMQ is selling again, so are you buck in?
No. I am annoyed.
What do we got? You guys want all these exotic tickers? All right, let's put them on. CRWV and MSTR. Is MSTR a Bitcoin play, a crypto play? Is that right?
MicroStrategy.
What is that, AI? I'm
It's
so behind. Okay.
Sailor's companies buying up all the Bitcoin, basically. That's asset base, it's all Bitcoin.
I feel like I live behind a rock. I have no idea what AI is even, not even yet. That's cool though. It
Isn't that
works.
like an element or something?
Might as well be. Well, look at this thing. Super volatile, huh? Well, again, you had the big push up momentum if you guys know how to trade momentum. Sure enough, the momentum flipped going the other way. Momentum is a dangerous thing unless you know how to read it. CRWB, get that nice 5 minute ORB happening downwards. Yeah, look at MSTR. It's jumpy. Very jumpy. You can see that red line. What I'm noticing is it's again moving, or rather jumping, and the candlestick takes a second to catch up to it. So when DOS prints it that way, that just immediately tells me it's too jumpy, too volatile, big spread, all that stuff.
No, I'm hanging now. With news coming out at 10 o'clock, and no, I really just don't want NQ here. It's just everything's too mid-ranged for me, so I need it to get higher at this point. So I'm just gonna kind of hang, see what we get.
Yep. Same thing. I'll wait for one 30-minute candle to close, and then I'll see what it looks like, and that'll be after the news anyway. And it might even be after dark over here, so we can really wake up.
Get the party started.
Yes. Whew, Tesla's all over the
Yeah,
place.
look at that buy. See, that's why you don't see. There's this temptation on the way NQ started to sell to get short right here and just say, you know what, I'm going to short. I don't want to miss this opportunity. You know what I mean? So you kind of get in there and go, oh man, I really got to do this. And then, but then sure enough, bam, big buy squeeze right afterwards. You'd have just gotten caught right in that. So it's just like why it's like I want it up here, up near R3 is where this thing, if I'm going to get this thing, it needs to be somewhere up there. So otherwise I just won't do anything till later. I'll just wait a couple hours and see if it gets in the right spot. Luckily I have alerts, so I can just walk around with my cell phone, and if I'm, doing my thing, I'll send bling bling. I have it set to the Mario coin.
Oh, that's encouraging. I love it.
The catch might be S3 in a little while, Thor, going up.
So I won't play S3 on this one, although S3 responded very, very well in the pre-market. You can see the trend reversion here off of S3 was just gorgeous. So I like it, but this is a lower range and a wider range. So I prefer to short at R3 or buy off of S4 so I can really take advantage of the ATR. So what I'm hoping for is we're going to kind of, I have a feeling, what I'd like to see is for us to kind of continue to slowly offer higher, and then when whatever news comes out at 10 or whatever starts to come out, we'll spike up into 21,300 and I can look for a sell. So, but we'll see, but that's kind of what, if I could have my way and the market did exactly what I wanted it to do every single time, which it does like 80% of the time. It's really nice of it. No, I'm just kidding. But that's where I would really want it to be, because that allows me to take maximum advantage of the ATRs. Because if not, then we got plenty of space.
There's your kangaroo tail, guys. CRWV, 1 minute perspective. It's on its way up right off of the level. That's a near perfect setup as far as naked trading is concerned. But again, 1 minute, if you trust 1 minute candlesticks. So that's I used to trade this kind of stuff going long down here. But again, these are all scalps. So that's what a good setup looks like on the naked trading. Basically a downtrend, starts to find buyers. It's not then it does a kangaroo tail with a room to the left near the bottom of the tail, ideally, which you have here. Then the new 1 minute high is the entry. The stop is below the kangaroo tail. As it goes in your favor, you can tighten it up. And there you go. So this is an interesting one. But again, I don't trust them for a good reason, because they're 1 minute charts. I'd rather go find this stuff on a 30 minute. You trade less and you get bigger, better positions. Tesla's interesting too, right up there. Let's see what happens. Tesla 336.10 is the level. You have the pre-market high just overhead, which is tricky. But what's interesting here on Tesla, you see it hit the level, but it hasn't truly sold from there. It's just sitting there underneath it, right? Looking like a consolidation. Ideally, that leads to a breakout. So that's telling you don't go short. Not yet, at least.
Avi, if you look at NVIDIA 30 minutes, it's hitting 133. And
30 minute, all right. What do you want to look at? 133, yeah, rejected from there.
yeah, is it like, first of all, 30 minutes is a double bottom and getting ready to go up?
Let's see. So you had a big push down. You had a low and another low. It's higher. It's not an ideal double bottom. It's just gapped up and chopping more than it is. It's truly a double bottom. You zoom out just a little bit. You can see this is, again, a massive area of chop. It's hard to say that this has been in a downtrend and put in a double bottom. It's not that. On a 30-minute perspective. It's not really that. It was just a big sell-off yesterday. But even yesterday's big sell-off was within all of the consolidation within the last 1 week. So I wouldn't trust this as a big double bottom and you hold it for all day. I don't see that happening. All I see for now is it broke out of its 8 a.m. range, the Avi levels, and now it's just back into it. So it's just in the area of chop. I just wouldn't touch it. Now you have a high of day to work with further up. If it gets there again later, you might consider that breakout.
Okay.
If that happens.
Yep. Thanks.
Yep. Interesting stuff, huh? Tesla is interesting. Watching it for the break. This is a good setup. I'd like this kind of pattern for a breakout. Here's where I'd be getting ready to catch a breakout. Let's see what happens. You still want to be careful. A little overhead is the pre-market high. Where is it?
So for me on Tesla, the CVD is very red. So we're actually selling significantly more than we're buying right now, although we're offering higher. So we have a wide range and a very ideal spot where we found a very big area of premium before when we sold yesterday was just above us at 338, which is where my wide range R3 is. So I'd actually look for a seller to really hit right around 338 and be thinking the other direction. So, but we'll see what happens. I agree. I think the tiering is better to the top side. So I do think they're going to push. Our ATR high is 343, like as high as we should go today. So if we do break, I wouldn't plan on it going much higher than that unless something really weird happens.
Yeah.
But the Qs are starting to push, so that could help that.
What was that 338? You said R3, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
R3 and the CP. So basically your halfway point off of yesterday's candle. And bids from our bid from 514, 515. And our premium offering from 513, all at that same exact level. So it's a really big pivot. So definitely a good spot to watch for something to happen.
Nice. And I identified that area basically as pre-market high as well. So yes, an area of resistance, 337.7, just about there.
So and what you'll find with your lines and stuff from your Avi stuff, a lot of that stuff's just going to bang right off of those areas because that's where all those orders are coming in at. So it's, I mean, that stuff just works so great. the thing is, if you can find a way to quickly get to this information, like, sure, I just told you why all of that's true. The reality is, well, yeah, there's pre-market high. So just watch pre-market. You know what I mean? It's all there. You don't have to overcomplicate, you know. So, but this is one of those kind of moments where it, you know, really works out. I used to use pre-market high all the time. Ooh, NQ just got stuffed.
Yeah, everything's getting some push down. What is this chart? I have a strange chart. Oh, okay. I have PLTR left on my screen from yesterday. Now it's breaking low of day. Okay. There you go. There's an accident. So about a minute to the news. Let's see what happens. Always entertaining.
Start.
What's going on in the chat? Missing all this. Jackie, you're short SPY since yesterday. All right. You're having a good time.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
I don't know. Do you want Thor to talk about PLTR at R3? All right. If you got a moment, Thor. PLTR.
Of course.
R3.
I mean, the setup looks good. Let me look at the book, but I like the idea. I love that we had big volume engulfing and then sold right back into range. We've reoffered a couple of times. That's pretty sweet. Order laddering's pretty good too. I haven't looked at PLTR for a while. My settings are all different. Yeah, I actually like the order structure to the downside on this one as well. It's buying a little bit too much right now, but I love the laddering to the downside. This thing looks like it wants to sell. And the market maker seems to be fairly uninterested right now in taking the price back up above 123, at least in the moment. So it looks like they want to offer it lower. Ooh, spread's getting a little aggressive though. Oh, that's AMD. Never mind, different one. Hold on.
That's the news just came out. So
yeah, we have news.
Everything's jumping.
Ding, 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 ding. Here's the new open.
Dan, what you got? U.S. services PMI, impact forecast. Cool. Yeah, this is the services PMI, whatever that means. And then we have existing home sales at 10 a.m., whatever that means.
The existing home sales is basically like how many people are buying houses that are not new builds. So like that's a very big indication of stagnating markets, which is actually can be a surprisingly good thing, ironically. So a lot of people like think that because there's houses sitting on the market, it's bad for people, but it's not bad for interest rates, right? So like if you're thinking about our interest rates going to drop in the future, having houses stagnate probably means interest rates will have to go down because lenders will have to start lowering their rates to entice people to start selling and buying houses. So, you know, so this is why the market often does exactly the opposite thing you think it's going to do based on news, because there's always some weird angle that you can think about this stuff with, you know, like when companies during earnings or during projections say they're cutting like a third of their workforce. You would imagine, oh no, everyone's going to sell the stock. No, every investor knows that the people who were cut were the people who weren't performing, right? So it's going to be a more efficient company with less overhead. So guess what? The price rallies, right? So it's just always like just the opposite. It's one of the things I hated about being an investor. Every time I try to invest, I'm just like, wait a minute, now I'm confused. Like I need someone smarter than me to pay attention to all of this stuff.
Oh my gosh. I gotta say, I've been investing longer than I've been day trading, and I've made a hell of a lot of money on that, but all from the contrarian mindset.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only way I know how to do it. You know, everyone's buying Nvidia in the last 5 years. Guess what I'm buying? Offshore oil rigs and tankers, all the dirty stuff.
Yeah, I like land. I like buying land in really weird places and then selling land in really weird places. And then small. I like getting small warehouse spaces. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a place right on the edge of a town. You know, it used to be like a tire shop or something. Grab the land right there with a little empty shed. some point someone's going to want to open something up right there once it gets, you know, like build a McDonald's on it or something, you know, and you're like, oh, is this the space you need for your McDonald's? You know,
There you go. If you can sit on it, that's great.
give it to me. Give it to me. It's land, man. You know, I love land. It's great.
So it looks like that news came and went, and looking at the candles in hindsight, it didn't look like it went anywhere. But really, if you're watching it in real time, you saw it jump around. You can see the spread got bad. Now it's kind of back to normal behavior. But these are things you won't notice in a screenshot. You got to watch it when it happens, and you'll really realize how when a spread gets bad, oh boy, it can eat you up. So just watching it in the last, 3 minutes or so, you'd observe these sorts of things. The next one is going to be at 10, so another 12 minutes or so.
Tesla is starting to go to the DOM for its bids. So we are selling. So see if it should drop a little bit here. There it goes.
Yep. Nice.
I don't know how long it'll drop for, but I mean, that was definitely a postural change by the market maker. They have just stopped buying off of the DOM, and now they've started selling into the DOM. So that's definitely something different there.
Yep. And there you go, Ant-Man. You're looking at Google. There goes that breakout. Right about it. If you didn't catch it, don't chase it. Let it go.
Don't chase it.
But again, look at it. If you guys are looking at ORB stuff, see the high of the 1 minute candle, the first minute on Google. It dropped from there. When it came right back to it, it consolidated right below that resistance and then popped. So there's a very nice little ORB kind of setup. If you're trading 5 minute ORBs, you're looking at this almost every day. This sort of setup is very powerful. I used to trade this all the time. Google's a good example today.
All right, let's see what they do. They're going to try and go up, and I'm hoping this thing it gets a little bit higher. It'd be sweet. But they are really starting to interact with it. So I want to look at Google. Interesting. Google still looks strong in its activity, but its order book looks horrible to the top side. It looks like it couldn't get above 175 with somebody else's bank account. So I would keep an eye on, oh yeah, ATR high is right at 175. 174.93 is the calculated ATR high. So it algorithmically, it shouldn't try to go much higher than this unless it does a deviation, which can happen. So, because right now the price action looks strong.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tesla
it's
again,
too much buying to go short. Yeah, there goes Tesla launching back up towards our
keep an eye on that.
Get up there.
High of day break. All right, new high. Very interesting place. And even CRWV 5 minute reversal pattern, a really good one. If you guys are watching that, I'll put this on for you. 5 minute picture. Again, naked trading stuff. Came down, hit a level, put in that kangaroo tail, room to the left, new high is the entry. These are 5 minute candles, easier to trust than 1 minute candles as far as setups are concerned. Again, I still don't trust them enough. For me, it's all 30 minute. But that's what it should look like. Google, Tesla. Tesla, there you go. Retest. Off it goes. Very interesting area. Yeah. Fun, huh? Wow. Yep. There's activity on everything going up. My chart, guys, that is pre-market high, right about 338, right where Thor was saying you expect resistance, expect trouble on the way up. So that's the end of the breakout for now. Let's see if it pulls back, retests, and really breaks all that, breaks through. Otherwise, those sellers take over and it goes down. Yeah, this one's working well as well. CRWV. We got a lot of kangaroo activity today, huh? It's like we're talking about all this stuff since before the market opened. So again, if you're trading, what I like to trade is I lean on a higher time frame for a setup, and then the 1 minute just for the confirmation of the setup to get the entry. So if you're leaning on the 5 minute, you get a good long over here on CRWV off of the level. Perfect setup with candlesticks. Personally, I do the same thing. I just use 30 minutes. You can use whatever you like, but it makes those setups more powerful. That's the whole point. When you have a bigger time frame setting up, of course, you have to be more patient. You're waiting 30 minutes for a candle to do something, and then you make a decision. So that's slow. But then you have higher conviction. So a lot of people do use daily charts, 60-minute charts, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you like. That is definitely recommended. Bigger picture setups, higher conviction moves.
They tiered more orders in on Google to the top side after it bought 175.
Nice. All right.
So it's
Google,
still looking strong. Told you that price action was looking strong.
Strong, yep. Very strong. Just keeps going. Tesla as well now breaking through 338. So that breakout was holding so far. And Google as well through the levels, at least the levels I'm looking at. Look at that. Fun. Now tell me, who got chopped up in the first 5 minutes and who waited 20 minutes to get into something? See, it makes a big difference, right? It's actually easier to read. Just 5 minutes later, it's easier to read.
I went in the Google there, 173.50. Took a really good profit out of it.
Oh, nice. You already got that. Nice, yeah. Through the level. I see it.
173 was also the previous day high.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, breakthrough and retest previous day's high.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Nice catch. So Google had all kinds of good activity. 5 minute ORB and then breakthrough of yesterday's high and Fibonacci levels on top of that. I mean, it's all there. Whatever your strategy is, there's plenty of opportunity. So much. So Tesla, area of interest, right? Messing around with 338.
I just had an alert on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Here we are. Wide range R3, high volume indecision, right in the right spot. So my alert went off because of the high volume indecision here at R3.
Nice.
So it's still not a reason to get you still need to wait for it to right now we're still not selling. Like if you look at the order book, we're all kinds of buying right now. So it's just indecisive. Wait for it to make a move. You know what I mean? A lot of the times we try and anticipate. Go ahead and let it breach aside and then reoffer and then hit it on the reoffer. You know what I mean? Just you don't have to be in such a rush with this stuff. I know it feels like it sometimes, but you don't have to. So this could actually be just to continue to be a long. So we'll see what it does. They've got plenty of orders to the top side. So if people want to keep buying, whatever. If it goes much higher, I wouldn't consider it for a play. It'll just probably get up here and get stuck. I'm watching Qs here for potential short. And or in Q at least. We made it to R3 or pretty close to it. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab me a fresh drink.
Guys, I'm watching the SPY here, and again, this is another good example of playing ORBs. And look, we're 30 minutes into the day, and now it looks like the ORB is happening. You have the second minute that made a dramatic high, so you can nail that in as basically the high of the ORB. You want the breakout from there. Also happens to line up with a pre-market high. And sure enough, it broke out, and it's just holding above it, even retesting that zone right now, looking decently positive to continue upwards. Again, this is what ORBs should look like. We say 5 minute ORBs, but it happens, whenever. Just make sure you don't take it before 5 minutes, at any point within an hour after the open. And yeah, this is what it should look like. Looks really good, actually. Google was a similar setup. The ORB, the 5 minute ORB happened, 15 minutes after the open. Good move. Boom, there it goes. Tesla, SPY. And we got 2.5 minutes to the news. I might get ready for a trade here. Let's see. SPY go up. Yeah, that breakout. And yeah. Let's see. Still got to wait for the news. It cannot enter until the news passes. But I'll get ready for it. Call options 584 would make sense. No momentum. I'm not going to play momentum here unless I identify it up there. Then I could go 586 is really far away. It's tricky to go out of the money here. Very tricky. So my entry will be around about 585. I don't want to be at the money on the entry. I want to be either in the money or out the money. But out the money is too far away. The next contract is 586, too far. Don't expect a very fast, aggressive move there. And so the only option is in the money, 584, even if it's going to be a momentum play. But wait and see. Wait for the momentum to pass, or rather the news to pass. And then we'll see. All right. What happened with Tesla? Look at that thing. Getting up towards 340. Oh, NVIDIA just did a break as well. Again, that high of day stuff. NVIDIA did the same thing. Consolidation before the breakout of high of day. Basically a big opening range breakout. Lots of opportunities so far, you guys. All of you love that ORB stuff, huh? Everyone does. I don't know why. I did it for years and I intentionally moved away from it. I just make more money doing it this way.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Get some iced tea or something. Something delicious.
Actually, refreshed the old coffee. I had a pot downstairs still going, so I just ran down and filled it up. Tea'll start here in a short bit.
Nice. All right. Here
We're
comes
buying
the...
a lot in the market right now. So 10 o'clock
Yeah.
coming. Order book's clearing a little bit too.
Yep.
So let's see if we get some news.
Let's have some fun, huh? Come on. There we go. Jumpy. This is really interesting. The SPY's in a good place for me to go long, but just waiting for this news to pass and then see if there is a setup. Just gotta wait.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of top side left in the SPY as far as if they want to. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We got lots of downside too, so we'll just see what they decide to do. I feel like
Yeah.
it's always whenever they spend the morning rallying like that, I don't know, this is just my natural contrarian. Like when there's news at 10, they spend the whole morning rallying. It always makes me think they're going to pull the rug on me.
Yeah, it happens. It happens often. But I'm going to wait for it to truly break out of basically the 8 a.m. candle and then have a look. So we've had a minute since the news, and to my eyes, it's still a little too jumpy. It should stabilize soon. There we go, through the level.
Yeah, no major reaction yet.
Yeah. Yeah, no big move, but I can see the candle jumping around a little bit. I just like it when the candles are small and stable and steady. Then I can put the risk on really tight stop and put on a size. That's when it's fun. I'm waiting for that. You can see it's rejecting right there. The SPY is rejecting exactly the top of the 8 a.m. candle. It doesn't want to go. If it goes and retests, that would be the entry. Because right now, it's all resistance. There it is, resistance. But it had a good consolidation. Anyways, the price action is all positive for now. Bigger picture. There you go. It bounced off the most recent consolidation. 584.40-ish. 35. 584.35. If you're aggressive, that's an entry. But no, I'm not that aggressive. Rather wait for it. Oh, yeah. What do we have with the news? Home sales. What are you saying? Fall. I don't even know. What is all this? It's too many numbers for me to read. Was it good news or bad news? Tell
I
me
need
that.
like one of those little translator earpieces or whatever for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Just too
I
much
saw
effort.
at like noon. I'm sorry. I saw at like noon there was 30-year and 15-year mortgage rate. Does that affect the market a lot?
Noon. I didn't see that it impacts the market at all. At least on trading terminal, it didn't have any stars next to it, or one star only. But it sounds like something that should impact the market, right?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Where do you see the stars on trading terminal? I don't see that.
If you click on the calendar, you go to the economic calendar right next to it, to the right of it. Expand it out to the right or left and right a bit. Expand your window a little, you'll see it. If you narrow,
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
my screen wasn't wide enough.
yeah, there you go. All right, I'm liking the look of this consolidation on the 1 minute. For the breakout, it's looking good. I might take an entry on a breakout, just a small size. Let's see. I want to see some good momentum before I do it, and then really get in heavy on the retest if that happens. For now, it's just struggling. I'm not seeing the aggression, the bullish aggression. It's just not there. I don't
Yeah,
have
I
the-
mean, we had some big buys come in right there, but it really didn't move the price as much as I would have expected.
Yeah, that jump up is not truly there. I mean, it's new high, barely.
It's not selling though. I mean, it's it's I would still say it's more buying than it is selling, but it is being quite well absorbed.
Yeah. Okay,
But
I'm gonna
for
get in
now-
small.
Yeah, for now they buy.
For now, yeah, small size, and I'm gonna wait for a full size position. Going in the money that allows me to hold it was at 584. Yeah, in the money. So the stop is below the previous candle, where it found those buyers. 584 basically. And let's buy nice and slow. The main target is 589.25, but there is a area of interest 587.68. If it gets there, it's going to be a while. I'm going to wait. All right. Let's see what happens. Where are these buyers? I'm waiting for these lows to get higher and higher. So basically, if it makes a new low, I'll be out of it, which is 2 candles ago.
Selling. We just created an isolated pivot and some selling hit there. But it was absorbed well. So, but that was not normally what I'd like to see there. But we'll see what they do.
Yeah, no guarantees in the market, huh?
Oh, hell no, man. I gave up on that dream a long time ago. It just was too stressful.
Yes. That's why we have stops in place.
I know I'm going to get them at some point. So it's just keeping my cool until I get my moment.
Yep. I like this candle was a higher low than the previous one. That's a good sign. So anyways, I'm waiting for more encouragement to add. Still not there.
Hey, Thor,
Yes, sir.
if you ever just play the 8 Mile track while you're trading, you might just get that moment.
I should. Living in the music, the moment you own it. We could just go crazy.
Oh, man. Come on.
I should have just bought the bottom of this freaking channel this morning. That would have been so much easier. Could have just been done. Look, it came in right here.
Yeah. Scaled in more. There we go. Now I'm getting into it a little more. Now the risk is
There you
heavier.
go.
Let's really get this to rock. Come on.
They
So
just brought
higher
in
low.
some more orders above you, so that was nice.
Yeah, I'm liking the look of this now. Higher lows and made a new high as well. I still have room to add. I haven't gone full risk yet, but don't want to put a risk on just blindly. You got to have confirmation that it wants to go. Yeah, I'm seeing the highs here. All right. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay, for now, that's about as much size as I can put on. And let's see. The target is way out there. So the risk to reward is good. All right. Now it's a matter of sit and wait. So there's 2 possibilities here. One is you get stopped. The other is you hit the target. Everything else in between is truly none of my business. So
Well, I unfortunately have been spending a lot of time not doing a whole lot of anything. So I'm not in really a range for longing, and I agree with you though. I like your read on this. It's just not really my range for that, so I'm just gonna hang out and maybe it'll get a little higher and I can have a party.
Well, good. Get in when it's your setup, right? As always.
100%. That was when I first started. One of the things that really took some getting used to was trading with Brian and Andrew all the time, and we had such fundamentally different setups that quite often, because Andrew can profit on such smaller moves than I am. He's like, I'm going long, and I'm like, I've been holding short for a while. Like it just but I can't let that freak me out, because he'll go long, make money, and stop out, and my short will still be valid. So it's just kind of like one of those things where it's just you got to kind of just get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Big sell just hit right there.
There it is, yeah. Now here's my level, waiting for it to bounce off. If it does, that's interesting. That's a good point. Bounce, bounce, no. Not yet. Got the finger on the trigger to exit at the stop loss, but waiting for it. It's not there yet. $585, huh? Key number.
Pretty well absorbed.
Yeah, I want to add
Every
more.
time you get a big sell, someone comes in and eats it up.
Yep. And I just bought in a little bit more. Got to be careful not to get too heavy on this without tightening the stop.
Well, somebody else is doing whatever you're doing.
I hope so. Who's buying these options contracts, huh? Oh, I wanted to put the volume on the options chart today. I forgot to do it.
You would really like going to the NYSE and hanging out on the options floor.
Yeah.
Because it's still open outcry. So it's like the old school pit. Like they're still like yelling at each other, and they're still using some paper tickets and stuff. It's pretty cool.
That'd be cool to see how they really yell at each other.
No, they do, man. They're like yelling at they're like I need premium. They're like screaming back and forth at each other. Give me a strike, blah, 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 blah. And they're just yelling out like numbers at each other. And I'm standing there. I'm like, what does that mean? And the market maker I'm with's like, I have no idea.
Whoever's more aggressive wins. That's all it is. But yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to really watch, in real time, watch that happen.
But basically, the main reason why the NYSE still has market makers on the stock side, like NASDAQ is all algo. I think. I don't think there's any actual human specialists on NASDAQ anymore, if I recall correctly. So, but because there's still an open outcry options market, they still want there to be actual specialists in there, because the easiest way to tell something's going on is the options market starts yelling over there. Something's going on if all the options guys are getting hot.
That's interesting. Why didn't they put algos on that? I figured that would be done by now.
Like, well, I was thinking like a noise meter or something, right? Like
A noise meter.
You just have a noise meter.
That'd be great. See them at stadiums.
they just want to. It's just a little bit of reaction time, because the thing that a lot of people don't realize is the market makers on the NYSE listen to delayed news feeds just like we do. There's like a 10-20 second delay in their news. Even though the news booth is literally on the NYSE, it still takes it 20 seconds before it goes through the internet and gets back to them. So there's a delay there. So any edge they can have, they want it. And so if they can hear that options market start hooping and hollering over there, they know to at least get ready. And they'll stand there at the ready, start listening for that speaker. And as soon as the information comes across, they start making decisions. But that's why often you'll see news come out at 10 o'clock, and then it's like 10 o'clock and 20 or 30 seconds before you actually see stuff start hitting.
Very interesting how it works. I love that. I really got to go. I got to go with you next time. Let me know when you're going.
For sure. I was actually thinking, are you ever available in like December-ish? I was thinking about maybe trying to get like a small group together in December, like, because New York and Christmas, why not?
Yeah, we can plan something. We can figure it out. It'll be good.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
I think we could get a few hundred people to show up.
No, that'd be fun.
Just take over the NYSE.
Yeah, I would love it. I stopped out on that. It dropped below into my stop loss, so that's the end of that. One attempt, and let's see what happens next. Let's see. So for now, yeah, there's no trade down here in the middle. For me, it's only a breakout of that high that I made. You can see the sellers were there about 585 up there or further down. In between, there's nothing there. So this might take a few hours. Let's see. Yeah, what was there at that level? Don't see much.
On NQ, R3, 21300s R3. On
NQ?
ES, monthly R3. That's a good one.
All right, so that's what it fell from or rejected from.
I went right up in here. So yeah, it's probably lines up. What is this? 5878, 5870. I mean, it's really like this right there. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the high of the 512 candle. So we literally just ran right into the high of that big gap candle from 512. I bet that's the same thing on SPY. That probably matches real nice.
Oh, daily candle. Where? Oh
yeah,
yes.
look, the high on SPY. It's so you can't see it on. If you're looking at my screen, it's hard to see it on SPY, right? Because you don't get to see the gap. See, in futures, there is no gap because we were open when that happened.
Yeah.
Right. So here it's a little harder to see, but on futures you really get to see how that lines up because we get that candle actually filled, so you can actually see how we ripped up in the very top of that candle, right where we hit. I mean, like to the tick almost. That's beautiful.
Nice. Yeah. Very
Premium.
interesting. Futures don't
Gold
grow.
premium.
I see the bottom of the 15th of May. Just about there. That's where it fell from. But anyways, all good. Now it's in a place where don't touch it. Let it go.
Yeah, back into the middle.
Yep.
So this is like where I like to get short from this edge area up here, and then I'll run it back down across the range and see if I can get down. I mean, it's with the news coming out, I kind of feel like if we were going to keep going up, that would have happened. So this is a wide range, so I expect to close inside the range today. So we could get a nice movement back down, maybe. So might take a long time.
Yeah, it's slow. Everything's slow today for now, at least so far today. Even with
I don't think I'm going to take anything today. I'm not. I didn't get high enough. I did get a play call on ES, but I didn't get high enough to take it. So I think I got a small winner off of NQ to start with, and I had such a couple big days this week. I just, I don't think we're in a spot for me to really take advantage of this market, and it's a little too slow. So I'll probably just go make some eggs here in a minute and call it a done.
Yeah, that's the end of the month. That's awesome. I love it.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just don't want to force it. Avoiding red days is a perfectly reasonable task.
Oh, yeah. That's the first thing you got to accomplish when you're figuring out how to trade. Avoiding those red rolls in the P&L and red days. Most important thing to begin with. Get good at that first, and then things get bigger. Control your risk, and the winners take care of themselves.
Facts. Hot tub time.
Yes, hot tub. Hot tub sounds great. Oh, I could go relax.
I haven't used mine in a long time because I got a spa in my house, a little hot tub out back. So I got the pool and the tub or whatever. So I was like, I haven't done this in a while. I turned that on. I was like, this is nice. Channeling my inner Avi right now.
I haven't been in a hot tub since we were in Canada. It's been 2 months. It's too hot here.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, cold tub. See, like right there, it just dropped very nicely, bought right back up. I mean, what a pain in the butt.
And again, right off of that ORB high, the second or the third minute of the day, breakout retest perhaps is what's happening now from the ORB. So ideally, the breakout.
Look how perfect that is on ES too. Yeah. Exactly the same.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm looking
to the tick.
And that point, if I can take the long above the high of day, I'll take the next contract up 585, maybe.
Really pretty.
Let's see if that works. If it gets there.
When you see that, you really start believing in the algos. When you start seeing precision like that, I love it.
It's amazingly precise. These breakout and retests, man, these retests are almost always precise. It's amazing.
I mean, you gotta remember, it's an algorithm. You know, even when so the entire stock market at all times is traded by algorithms, right? Think about it as the algorithm is the plane, the market maker is the pilot, right? The market maker never does anything, just the same way a pilot doesn't actually fly you anywhere, right? The plane flies you somewhere. The pilot just steers the plane. So you got to think about that you're never actually watching a person. You're always watching an algorithm, right? But during high volatility times like the open and during, you know, news events and stuff like that, the pilot will take his hands, put it on the yoke for a few minutes, steer through the turbulence, and then once he's in, sets the autopilot and off and running again. But even when he's steering, he's still just steering the plane, right? The algo being the plane. So the algo is always in control. So you just kind of have to remember that when you're trading this. The more you can get into the matrix of it and really like start paying attention to the volume, the way it's offering, the way it's selling, it works out very nicely.
Brilliant. I love that. I begin thinking there's a difference between Boeing and Airbus and their pilot control system, but you know, let's not get into that. I think what you said makes perfect sense.
I could definitely go for a solid metaphoric thing.
Coming from the pilot world, it's another thing. And yeah, fly by wire and autopilot. But it makes perfect sense with candles.
This is like the old school one. The guy's actually yanking a steel cable to get the
yeah.
You get the rudder to and get the ailerons to move.
That's how I fly. I love those ones.
It's old school. I have a couple of really good. I was a military brat growing up, so that's why I was born in Japan. So my uncle was an F-16 pilot. So when I was 11 years old, I got to go up in an F-16B. I got to go on a flight with him. One of the coolest, if not the coolest experience ever. Like, I mean, I don't really remember it because I think I blacked out through half of it because he was being a show off for a freaking 11-year-old. Like, hi, you're blacking out back there. I'm like, yeah, I don't know how to take freaking 4Gs. I'm an 11-year-old, but whatever. So I didn't throw up. That's all that matters.
Nice.
It was really cool.
Oh man, the C models go up to 9Gs nowadays. Oh, nowadays, last 20 years.
I mean, stuff's crazy, man. I'm like in there. I sound like I'm doing Lamaze while we're flying around. I'm like, I'm still passing out.
Oh man. All right, guys. Last 9 or 10 minutes here. What else is on your minds? Let us know. And that'll be the end of this one.
I saw a hand somewhere, but it always disappears on me. Maybe they put it up and put it down.
Don't be afraid to raise your hand, guys. All good. Or just speak on the mic. It's open mic.
I have a question. I know that you guys mentioned about when a gap stops, oftentimes they close the gap intraday. Is there any particular time of the day that usually happens? Is there any data on that?
On when it how often it closes, or like when it fills that gap more often?
Yeah, because I think you said that usually fills the gap on that following on that same day or close the gap, right? Wasn't that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think. I was trying to think if there's a report that I have. If not, that would be kind of a fun one. I can email Andre and ask for that one. That would be pretty cool. I brown nosed enough to get to know the people at this company. So
Nice. But
I'm talking to some really fun people right now. I'm trying to schmooze my way into some people at TraderView right now. So I was DMing with them earlier today, and I was like, "Ooh, look who I'm talking to. We need some new stuff." Let's see here. So let's say I'm gonna look at SPY maybe. Right? Let's start with SPY. Gap fill. Let's see if we can do fills 50%, 70% of the time. I'm looking. We'll see. Oh, sub report. Aha. Here we go. Look at this. Got it. By fill time. So gap ups filled before 12 p.m. fills the gap. Ah, look at that. That's a great stat. What a good suggestion. Look at that. That's a fun stat. So look at that. It fills its gap. If it's going to fill its gap, it does it almost 90% of the time before noon. That's a pretty solid stat. So like if you're looking to play that movement back to PDC, I mean, you should expect that to do it within your first couple hours of the day. If not, it might be one of those things where you're willing, you know, let's say you're holding a position, you've been holding it for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, you're only like 50 cents away from your target, $1 away from your target, you're at 3R, not 4R. You know what I mean? It might be one of those moments where you just say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and trim this one and just get rid of it, especially if you're dealing with like options, right? And time is decay. You know what I mean? And if it just sits there, the longer it sits there, the more worthless it is. You may want to just say, hey, what are the chances of me getting this last few percent here to make my money? Or is this good enough? I mean, that's a good stat. Let's see the gap down one. A little bit better on the gap up than the gap down as well. Filling the gap down by noon. It takes it a little bit longer after on the movement down. So if you're below PDC, you're expecting that gap to fill a little bit faster more often.
That's really interesting. You can use that and build strategies around it.
That's fun. What a fun stat.
Nice.
Thank you.
I love stats. Oh, I can actually specify the gap size, the fill percentage, and the time after open. So let's see what happens. Like, how often does it fill a gap within like the first hour? So not as odd, like 50-50. That's interesting, huh? Oh, look at that for the gap up. So gap up way stronger for getting there in the first hour. So we're gonna surge to the top side and fill that gap a lot better. So you want to be long in the first hour more than you probably want to be short, I guess, right? If you think about filling a gap percentage. So your continuations to the downside after the first hour will probably be better and have longer moves. That's really cool.
So the stock gap up, and then it comes back to fill the gap, then it would come down, right?
Yeah, but you got to think if you fill your gap to the top side and it does it at 1 o'clock, the IBR stat would suggest that we're not going to get a very good reversal after 10:30. So so if you go north, you're probably more likely going to fill that gap and then continue in that direction. So statistically, that seems to bolster that idea, at least over the past 6 months.
All right, thank you.
One of those stats that really, really hits momentum traders, I think, harder than anybody, but range traders really get stuck in this as well. I know I do, which is the thought that the stock is going to reverse after 10:30. Like it's noon. I haven't had a good trade in yet, so I'm going to go look for a reversal. Actually, statistically not bolstered, right? Statistically, most tickers close in the same direction. They break their 1 hour. Right. So if you and that's like 75-80% of the time stat. I mean, it's pretty stiff stat. So, if anything, when you come in a little late, you might want to just look for a nice, gentle continuation you can play and just try and trim a little money out of the market rather than trying to aggressively play a reversal.
I love that. Stats. It's amazing.
It's that counter trick. It's that counter concept stuff you're talking about, like how you made money investing. A lot of the stock market, you come into it and you just use common sense and you think, yeah, it's going to do this. It's almost always the opposite of that. You know what I mean? Like I actually remember the day in my trading career when I came in one day and said, you know what, today I'm going to just do the opposite of everything I think. I made money that day and it really broke like me as a trader for a little while because I really had to reinvent some of my ideas. When I started realizing like I'd learned a lot of stuff exactly backwards. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay. And then that was a year of discovery after that, let me tell you.
When you say catching the continuation, do you mean by when it gaps up, it'll come back down to fill the gap, and then you catch it back on its way up for the continuation?
Let me show. If you're looking at my screen, I'll draw it really quick because it's easier than the words on this one. So basically, like from 9:30 to 10:30, this creates what we call our initial balance range, right? So stock market makers very, very interested in that. So that's your 60-minute candle, your 60-minute high and your 60-minute low after the open, right? If so, let's say you open down here and PDC is somewhere here. Right, so you open and then you rally and close the gap to PDC. But as you, let's say you close the gap to PDC, and as you do that, you actually, let's say PDC was here. So in order to do that, you actually make a new high of day. In order to do that, there's only like about a 15% chance, 20% chance that it's going to reverse and come back this direction and break this side down here. Right, the vast majority of the time, and I mean like 7 to 8 out of 10 days. Right, that's not going to happen. It's going to actually break that top side, right? And when it does it, it's going to hit here and then come down and then come back up to here and then come down and then come back up to here and then close somewhere up here. Right, so what happens with a lot of traders is you come in thinking you've missed the move, and then you start trying to time these breakdowns, and you end up just getting destroyed by the market, because in reality, all we're doing is we've already found a range and we're just sitting on top of a buyer. You know, we bought through a buyer. Now we're offering that buyer premium from the top side. They're just buying anytime we come down to it, and they're going to close high. So, and that statistically fits the market 8 out of 10 days, 7 out of 10 days, right? So if you get a big aggressive break after the 1 hour and you close PDC especially, I mean, you really just don't even want to evaluate that ticker for a reversal unless it's a very, very unique event happens or some really, really big failure. It just doesn't statistically work most times. Cool. All right, people. It's breakfast time. Gotta go. Avi, Captain.
Thank you, Thor.
Thanks, Thor. See you.
Always fun. Take it easy, guys. Thanks, Thor. Thanks, everyone. And yeah, for boot campers, we'll be back in here tomorrow. And today, for my mentees, get in on the Discord. We got stuff going on today. So talk to you soon, guys. Take it easy.
Peace.
Yeah.